Hey folks, it's Johnny Flynn. If you want to get into the nitty-gritty as to what is wrong with the state of Connecticut, James Comey ran the FBI of Hartford, and I've called them hundreds of times giving them information about things, and they've never acted. So here's a tape from 2017 that you probably should listen to if you want to understand what's going on in the federal government, how the FBI was able to frame a sitting president. This is how. Watch. So every time I call the FBI, I record it. Here's one of them. It's short. Many of them are over an hour long, but listen. I'm clicking on the play button.
This is one of the FBI recordings.
You know, they put you on hold forever. This is the public access line to leave evidence. Okay? Let me fast forward, okay, to 5 minutes, because you always have to wait. Let's start at 5 minutes. Go ahead. I'm going to keep myself on the screen. And I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit. Oh, I'm at 100%.
Is this like a domestic terrorism type hotline?
Can we take the calls for the agents? Can I get your name?
Johnny Flynn.
Johnnny?
Yep.
Flynn?
Yep.
And your telephone number?
203-561-4840.
So they want to know everything about you.
Who's this?
Alright. My name is Morgan.
They never tell you their last name, and you can never get the same person twice.
In the past, since my brokerage firm had all its assets stolen, we have about 1,200 stolen checks cashed.
1,200 stolen checks
We called the
cashed.
police numerous times. The police testified that they use informants all the time.
The police are using
They're not
informants.
registered, according to the FBI, and they're not properly supervised.
No supervision.
And our day trading machines were stolen. Do you know what a NASDAQ day trading machine is?
I do.
Okay. We had our machine stolen.
See, she knows what a day trading machine is for a NASDAQ workstation. And if you know who Nick Leeson was, he brought down Barings Bank overnight with placing 6 trades in a NASDAQ workstation. Brought down a 250-year-old bank. What I'm complaining about on this phone call is that we have 6 machines stolen.
Okay? And they have been used thousands of times, which is a problem since they're tied to my bank accounts, which I'm not getting statements for. And I called the SEC.
The bank...
You understand that local police believes that the SEC...
The bank changed our mailing address.
Okay.
The SEC does not recognize us as a member.
So here we go. Let me explain. Ready?
If I have NASDAQ workstations and...
The SEC did not recognize us as a member. So when we sued them in Stamford Superior Court, the Stamford Superior Court stayed them pending arbitration at NASDAQ. Unfortunately, Bernie Madoff is tied into this, and Bernie Madoff ran NASDAQ. So NASDAQ didn't recognize a day trading firm, brokerage firm, biotechnology firm, investment banking firm as a member. That's what Jim Himes did. Jim Himes intervened and stopped NASDAQ from hearing arbitrations that were initiated by Bernie Madoff's actions in Connecticut. Do you understand how grave a situation this is? Let me continue.
NASDAQ and FINRA and SEC do not recognize me as a member? Don't you think there's a problem with that? Do you understand?
So our congressman,
Okay, so how
with
many
oversight
hundreds
of
thousands
FINRA,
trades should
NASDAQ,
I
and
allow
the SEC,
that are going undocumented? We have no statements, no bank account statements, no checking statements, no brokerage statements, no focus reports, no ledgers, no confirms, no trade tickets, no supervision. Who is approving all of this?
No trade
I called you guys
tickets.
in the past, and I complained that Stamford, okay, whose
I'm the
jurisdiction
licensed
is correct,
professional.
you sent informants, plural.
So they
more than
sent
one,
informants to kill us.
Now,
It's well documented. I took every case to
Chief
court.
East Haven testified that they use all types of informants. A, B, no
East Haven
discretion was
testified.
used. Okay. I'm of the opinion that since I received a threat,
Stamford, Connecticut testified.
and a ultimatum, that
Norwalk
I was a
testified.
foreseeable victim, correct?
They committed perjury,
People would not
folks.
have immunity, understand? For their actions, if it were illegal.
This is a
Especially
10-minute
since they're not
video,
registered with the FBI.
so we're
I
5
just wanna
minutes
know
in.
How many criminal acts are being approved? Who's
In
the
other
handler?
words, the police
Who's supervising
testified
all
that they
this?
use
And how
informants
come
all day
there's
long,
hundreds,
and in this
if
case,
not hundreds of thousands of stop
without
dates
discretion.
that are illegal,
Therefore,
that
they
were
ordered it.
executed, that we
So
don't
they have no
paperwork for,
immunity.
While the SEC, who's the federal government, is saying they don't recognize me as a member. Therefore,
This is on Congressman
I've
Jim
slipped
Himes.
through the cracks. Agreed? Local police have done absolutely nothing except threaten us.
9 detectives have investigated the check fraud,
My business contracts with
and the bank
Fleet Securities,
attorney.
US Clearing, Bank America, Fleet Bank Boston, NFS, ADP,
The judge is a
Chrysler,
partner at the
Fidelity.
bank's
I can go
attorney.
on and on and
You
on.
understand?
Quick and Riley.
Judge Adams is a partner at
30
Kelly
firms
Dry.
have benefited from this criminal action, which has been obviously approved. Okay, or it wouldn't go on for this long.
The
I want
FBI
the evidence.
approved
I want the
transactions
name. I
without
want to know.
requiring the Janet Reno
This is
guidelines
enormous
for
misconduct.
FBI
Do you
involvement.
realize
In
that
other words,
if someone got my machines, if they were placed in the wrong hands, they could bring down the entire NASDAQ stack.
6
stock market.
NASDAQ
Do you understand that?
workstations could bring down the
You can
entire
execute-
NASDAQ
you can execute-
stock market.
You know, here we go. If you
This
can
is a
execute-
fact.
If you can execute 100,000 shares per minute.
Listen. Oh. She hung up.
Got hung up on.
This is the FBI in charge of interstate securities fraud, hanging up on people reporting crime. Do you understand the problem? It's gigantic. There are 500,000 felonies associated with this case. I'm going to play other tapes that will blow your mind. This is the first one, okay? The first one. We have hundreds of them. So, when you look at what James Comey did in Connecticut, he weaponized the FBI to surveil a sitting president and laundered money for Bernie Madoff, folks. Enabler. He's an enabler. The FBI in Connecticut is an enabler. Do you understand? So when you look at our congressman taking bribes from Bank America was the bank accounts that were looted. This was all during a merger, multiple mergers of Quick and Riley, Fleet Securities, Fleet Bank, US Clearing, multiple Fiserv deals, computer share deals, of which we sued the chief state's attorney and many municipalities for organized crime under RICO for racketeering. It's a big deal. All the cases are in the screen. So when you wonder how bad Connecticut's situation is, this case proves A, prosecutorial misconduct on the part of the state's attorney, prosecutorial misconduct on the part of the FBI, judicial misconduct on the part of multiple judges, Adams, Heller, Jacobs. Provodator is the worst. Provodator was chief counsel to the city of Stamford when this occurred. Malloy rewarded him for his money laundering by making him a judge. Then he steered the cases to himself. Provodator denied subpoenas for the evidence in this case. Provodator worked with Larrabbe. Larrabbe was the police chief in East Haven when this brokerage firm, Greenwich Global, was robbed, and was the police chief in East Haven when informants were sent to kill my family members and threaten my family members so we wouldn't come forward. And they cashed stolen checks, stole stock certificates for millions of shares of stock, and Harry Rilling orchestrated this, mayor of Norwalk. So did the mayor of Stamford, Malloy, who became governor, who used the municipalities to cover up organized crime, white-collar organized crime. What's happening with that? The state's releasing all the white felons, folks. They're incarcerating many more blacks and many more Spanish Latinos. So what I'm saying is, if you're a pedophile, you'll be released if you're white. You will be incarcerated and possibly falsely incarcerated. They are now in Connecticut manufacturing evidence, as in Stephen Barrier, falsifying body cam evidence. The state's attorney is taking bribes, and it's quite disturbing. So, I need to run for U.S. Senate. I need your 100% cooperation. We need small checks, $10 from everyone in the state, and I'm a guaranteed win. There's no way, when you see this evidence, that you will not vote for me. So, look at the facts. Support, go to WinRed, make a small donation, and if you don't, I'm leaving Connecticut, and I'm taking my money with me. Have a great day. I appreciate all you're doing. I'm getting lots of phone calls. I can't answer them all. I'm getting lots of invitations, and I appreciate that. The next thing I want to discuss is the debate tournament coming up. I challenged Himes, DeLauro, Hayes, Larson, and Courtney to debate H.R. 1. None of them have accepted the challenge. Therefore, they lose by default. They lose by default. Yes, same-day registration. They want no voter IDs. They want ballot harvesting and 6-to-1 money matching. Here we go. They want to rob you, have you pay for their elections, get 6 times matching for $10 donations so they can retire on the money. DeLauro's collected $38 million already, folks. Okay? She's got to go. I'm fairly certain she lost her last election, and I question many of the elections, having seen some of the data. I can prove right now there's voter fraud. I filed a case in August of 2020. They haven't even assigned a judge. So that's on the court, Stamford Superior Court. That's on Kremrich, Gennaro, and all the criminal judges in the state of Connecticut. And do you think they're going to want to hear me rat them out? They're not. So they're preventing us from going to court, which is a civil right to due process. This state, a sanctuary state, denies your civil rights in court. Look at Stephen Barrier, tased under the neck, in the back of the head, and in the temples, murdered by 6 cops 19 months ago, and we are still waiting for the chief state's attorney, Mukosey's investigation. I'm going to send him this video. Good luck, Mr. Mukosey. Have a great day. I'm at 14 minutes. I appreciate your time and effort. You got to listen to FBI tapes that prove many different things. First of all, well, it's about domestic terrorism, folks. We have domestic terrorists in the state of Connecticut, and they're taking your right. Have a great day.